Alright, so let's talk about how to play Little Fighter, the intro by White Lion. Uh, if you want to play like the recording, which is in key of F sharp, you can just put your capo on the second fret and just play everything up 2 frets higher. Um, if you want to play along with the recording. But if you don't, you can just play in the key of E, which White Lion used to do anyway, without which the singing can be a little lower and it's easier for Mike Tramp for this song, so they can play it without the capo in the key of E right here. So anyway, the beginning part, you can watch my other video, which I played in full speed. I'm slowed down a little bit. Here's the intro. I'm playing it real slowly. Let's stop right there. Your thumb is always doing bum 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 bum. The first two notes he plays the second fret of your D and G string, like an A chord, and then he lift up his ring finger. And he plays the first fret of your G string and the second fret of your D string. All right, it goes like this. You got to plug the low E string along with it. And do it again. Okay, once you do that, you got to go 4 times on the bass string. The next part, you try to practice this. What you do is first you plug the. This is the part we want to go over. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. What you do is you plug the low E string and the open D string. Open. As soon as you do that, you can hammer on really quick with your index finger to the second fret of your D string. As soon as you do that, you gotta plug the with your middle finger on the second fret of your B string, and you plug that note the second fret of your B string and open E string. So it goes like this. Okay, so far we have this 3, 4. Again, when I plug it, I plug using my thumb on the low E string, and I use my middle finger to plug the high B string together. Right, is in my my thumb and my middle finger. But when I plug the this part, I use my index finger and my thumb. Once you do that, you gotta plug 3 strings with your right hand thumb, index finger, and ring finger. What you do, you plug the open E string and the second fret of your D string and open B string together. Those 3 notes. Okay, that's the first part. So again. 2, 3, 4. Once you do that, you go. You do the bass note 4 times again. 1, 2, 3, 4. This time, you do the same thing. You plug the open E and D string, but you hammer onto the 4th fret of your D string this time. So you hammer onto 4th fret of your D string with your ring finger, and then you plug the second fret of your G string and open E string with your right hand thumb and middle finger. Thumb and middle finger. Once you do that, you pluck the bass string 1 time on E, and then you play the A. Basically, you play the second fret of your D and G string and the open low E string together. And you pluck the E, low E 1 time, and then you play the you lift your ring finger up. You play the middle finger on the second fret of your D string and first fret of your G string with your index finger. and the next part, pluck the bass string again one time, and then you play the E open E chord, but you only play the first three string: low E, second fret A, second fret D. Okay, so the first part goes like this. And once you do that, you gotta leave it rain out, and then you plug the open high E and B string. Once you do that, the next part is a little tricky. Once you pick those two notes, put your pinky on the second fret of your B string, and then you plug the second fret of your D and second fret of your B string together with your right hand thumb and middle finger. So it goes like this. And then you pick the second fret of your A string while it rains out. Okay? And the next part, you got to do really quick. You got to shift in your hand like this with your pinky on the fourth fret of your B string and your index finger on the second fret of your A string. And you pick those two notes. And the next part is a little tricky. You got to slide up. So once you slide up, the pinky stays on the second fret, but your index finger is lifted, so you get that sound on it, like a second to open. But your bottom pinky goes like, okay, so it goes like this. You hear that? Once you do that, you gotta pick the open A string, and then you pick the second fret of your G and B string, and then you pluck the low E string twice, and then you play this chord again. It's like a E open E chord, but you're only playing the E string, open E, second fret of your D, and first fret of your G. Okay, so far we have this. Let's play that part right there. So once you land it on the okay, do it again. So normal speed, it sounds like this from the beginning. Okay. And the next part basically is the same thing. You play just like what we did there. There's no difference. Basically, you repeat the same shape until you get to about the third time you do it. So the third time you do it like this, okay? Let's see here. And you move it up to your, basically what you do is you put your middle finger on the 6th fret of your G string, and you cover this 7th fret of your high E and high B string together and play those three notes. And you slide it up to your 5th position, the same, and you basically playing the 6th fret of your G and the 5th fret of your B and E string. And then you plug the 7th fret of your D string, and then you plug all 4 strings together. It's like a A chord at the bottom part of the A chord. So it goes like this. And you go back to the, so that part again, it goes like this. I'm sorry. the last two notes, you play the high E string, high E and B string together. All right. So again, play it slowly, just the first part, so you can kind of get what I'm doing here. Add a little color to it. You can just play those, play the E chord and hammer onto the first fret. Oh, sorry.